The Sicilian defense Nussdorf variation appears on the board as Munguntuul, and Zhu battle it out in Fide Women's Grand Prix to lakhs 2425 Pune round 2. On e4. On c5. Knight f3. On d6. On d4. Threatening pawn takes c5. On takes d4 played by Zhu. Knight takes d4. Knight f6. Knight c3. We are now in the Sicilian defense Nussdorf variation. On a6. Bishop d3. On e5. Threatening pawn takes d4. Knight de2 played by Munguntuul. Bishop e7. King castled kingside. King castled kingside. Knight g3. Bishop g4. Threatening bishop takes d1. On f3 played by Munguntuul. Threatening pawn takes g4. Bishop e6 played by Zhu. Knight d5. Knight takes d5. On takes d5. Bishop takes d5. Bishop takes h7 check. King takes h7. Queen takes d5. Knight c6. Bishop e3. On g6 it is novelty move. On c3. Queen a5. Threatening queen takes d5. Rook a d1 played by Munguntuul. Munguntuul considers playing. Knight e4. Queen b5. Knight takes d6. Bishop takes d6. Queen takes d6. Rook a d8. Queen a3. On e4. Queen c5 and take decisive advantage. On f5 played by Zhu. Bishop f2. Queen takes d5. Rook takes d5. On b5. Rook fd1. Rook fc8. Knight f1. Knight a5. On b3. Knight b7. Threatening rook takes c3. Rook 5 d3 played by Munguntuul. Bishop f8. Knight e3. Knight c5. Threatening knight takes d3. Rook 3 d2 played by Munguntuul. Knight e6. Knight d5. Munguntuul wants to play. Knight b6. Rook a b8. Knight takes c8. Rook takes c8. Rook c2 and dominate the board. Rook c6 played by Zhu. Rook d3. King g7. Knight b4. Threatening knight takes c6. Rook c8 played by Zhu. Zhu is aiming to play. Knight f4. Rook e3. Rook takes c3. Rook takes c3. Knight e2 check. King f1. Knight takes c3 and gain a significant edge. Knight d5 played by Munguntuul. Munguntuul is looking to play. Knight b6. Knight f4. Rook e3. Rook a b8. Knight takes c8 and seizes the initiative. Rook a b8 played by Zhu. On h4. On a5. On g3. Rook c6. Rook e1. King f7. Rook e d1. Knight c7. Zhu considers playing. Knight takes d5. Rook takes d5. Rook takes c3 and establish a winning position. Knight e3 played by Munguntuul. King e6. Bishop e1. Bishop h6. Zhu is preparing to play. On e4. On takes e4. On takes e4. Knight g4. On takes d3, and take decisive advantage. Knight d5 played by Munguntuul. Munguntuul might go for knight takes c7 check. Rook takes c7. Rook takes d6 check, and take decisive advantage. Knight takes d5 played by Zhu. Rook takes d5. Bishop e3 check. Bishop f2. Bishop takes f2 check. King takes f2. Rook bb6. Threatening rook takes c3. Rook 1 d3 played by Munguntuul. On a4. King e3. On takes b3. On takes b3. Rook c7. King e2. Rook a7. On c4. On takes c4. On takes c4. Rook c6. Zhu wants to play. Rook a2 check. King e3. Rook c2. Rook d2. Rook takes d2, and secure a stronghold in the game. On c5 played by Munguntuul. Munguntuul wants to play. Rook takes d6 check. Rook takes d6. Rook takes d6 check, and gain a significant edge. On takes c5 played by Zhu. Rook d2. Rook a4. Rook d8. Rook d4. On h5. On takes h5. Rook h8. King d5. Rook takes h5. Rook g6. Rook takes f5. Rook takes g3. Rook takes d4 check. King takes d4. Rook f8. Rook g2 check. King f1. Munguntuul wants to play. Rook d8 check. King e3. King takes g2 and dominate the board. Rook a2 played by Zhu. On f4. On e4. On f5. King e3. On f6. King f3. Threatening rook a1 mate. King g1 played by Munguntuul. Rook g2 check. King f1. Rook b2. King e1. Rook b1 check. King d2. On e3 check. King c2. Threatening king takes b1. Rook b6 played by Zhu. Zhu is planning to play. On e2. Rook e8. Rook takes f6 and establish a winning position. On f7 played by Munguntuul. Munguntuul considers playing. Rook g8. Rook f6. On promotes to queen at f8. Rook takes f8. Rook takes f8 check and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook b7 played by Zhu. Zhu is aiming to play. On e2. Rook e8. Rook takes f7 and gain a significant edge. King d3 played by Munguntuul. Rook d7 check. King c4. On e2 Munguntuul had no choice but to throw in the towel.